What is going on, guys? Post-grad Dom coming at you today with another video. Today we're going to talk about an unpopular opinion about something that you probably don't want to hear, but you need to hear if you're watching this video. And that is why long-distance relationships do not work and why I believe they are bad. So, what do I mean by a long-distance relationship? Let's define that first. So, in my opinion, the long-distance relationship that I'm critiquing is, let's say you're at a high school going to college, you're in college and you're moving away for a new job, or you have a job and you are relocating to another city. So, and typically these drives are going to be more than an hour and a half apart by car or any city transportation. So, not flight is not included in that distance, and yeah. So now that we define what is a long distance relationship, we can start talking about them. So, as I mentioned, distance. And that is a huge factor in why you should not do a long distance relationship or be in one. So, if you're going to school, like you just graduated high school and you're in LA, and you're going to go to school in New York, you're probably not going to want to stay with your significant other because you're 3,000 miles away and a 6-hour flight, and it just doesn't really make sense to be in that relationship. The distance to travel to see someone is very important in a relationship. For me, I personally like to see them more than once every month or more than a month. And I just don't think it's very sustainable to want to be in a relationship with someone that is so far away and are not easily accessible in a way. But let's say that you pretend like the distance doesn't matter, right? Oh no, we love each other, so we're going to stay together even though, once again, we're 3,000 miles away. Good for you. But let's go to the next part. And that is how much it's going to cost you to be together. Now, as much as people want to pretend like money doesn't matter, it kind of does. Even if you love the person a lot. So, using the same example, you're in LA, you're dating someone that moved to New York. Well, that plane ticket's probably going to cost you about, on a good day, about $500 round trip. And that's not even including like food and spending money while you're there. It gets to be very expensive, and that is just for one trip. So, if you want to see each other more than once a year, maybe 2 times a year, 3 times a year, that bill starts to add up. And it's just going to be a bad time when you look at your bank account and realize how much it costs to be in this relationship. And in my personal opinion, I think you're going to start to resent the person you're with because you're spending so much money on them, but you're not really spending so much money on them because you're just spending money on the transportation to get to them so you can enjoy experiences together. Just not a good time. And if you really look at it, yeah, you can say, oh, we'll just use Skype or something. Those are free services. Yeah, but you're not near them. And I think that's necessary in a relationship. But once again, just my opinion. So let's say you don't care about the distance, you don't care about the money, everything's going great. Well, we're going to go into number 3, and that is loyalty. Now, I know everyone wants to pretend like they're loyal and that the relationships are rock solid, but in a long distance relationship, they're probably not. From personal experience, I've had some friends that, you know, they're in long distance relationships, they always talk about how much they love the person, but just from personal experience, like I said, when we went out to a party the next night, they did not act like they were in a relationship, and that's just kind of, I think, something that happens more often than we would want to think. And to avoid that pain and the possibility of getting cheated on, let's just avoid long distance relationships. It just doesn't make sense in that regard. Even if you're rock solid, there's always a chance that that's going to happen. Not everyone's bad, but most people can get tempted in different ways, just from distance, being told the right things at the right time. So it's just one of those things you have to think about. And finally, let's say you ignore the distance, you ignore the cost, and you ignore how much, you ignore the loyalty, right? Good for you. This one is more of a selfish opinion, but you should really think about, and that is going to be your own personal growth. Why are you moving away? What made you want to take this opportunity to move thousands of miles away or hundreds of miles away to experience this? And once you really think about that, you'll realize that more often than not, you did it for a whole new experience that you wanted to try and take on a new challenge. Being in a long distance relationship is just going to theoretically cripple your advancement in personal growth, because you're not going to want to get outside your bubble as much, because you know at the end of the day you can go home, get on the phone with someone, and you can just have that conversation and it gets comfortable. So, but that pattern is going to avoid you from meeting new people and going out, because you're going to be like, well, I got to call my girlfriend, or she doesn't feel comfortable with me going out and drinking. So that's going to hinder you. And I believe dating is just a very good experience to have. I think it's fun to meet new people. But even if that's not your thing, you're going to want to try and experience what it's like to be alone and figure your own self out. Now, I know I kind of talked about a lot of things today, and you can take my opinion as a grain of salt, or that I'm just salty and who hurt me, but these are really things that I've thought about in my own personal life, and I've had conversations with people about on why I don't think long distance relationships are good. But if you choose to ignore all my advice, I really wish you the best. I don't want any relationship to fail, and especially if you guys care about each other. They do sometimes work out, but more often than not, I just don't see the benefit outweighing the risk in that way. So really glad you guys listened to me rant on about why I don't think long distance relationships are great. But if you have a different opinion, please leave it in the comments. And if you like this video, hit it with a like, and please subscribe, guys. So have a great day. Bye.